Hi everybody, welcome to this general video playthrough for Pro and Expert Division. That's the middle T for the Spring Major 2025. Please hit thumbs up here and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally free to do so if you don't mind. I'd be most grateful. Replays and adjustments for all 9 holes, general wind directions, so you will need to tweak according to the wind directions you face during the tournament as well as your club's balls and play style. Bear in mind, some of the videos are from old tournaments and feature the old ball attribute levels. All 9 holes, Sakura Hills, 2, so it's the newer pin locations. Good luck, here we go. Going to play with a Kingmaker and APOC in level 4+. Add spin first, 5.8 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right. With APOC 4, you're going to start at the top of plus 14 yards. APOC 5+, start at the top of plus 8. Ball guide pointing over the bunker and down the fairway as shown. Adjustment here, max plus 10, power 3. Because the tree may be in the way, I would pull to the far side of the white ring, as you can see there. We're going full right curl. I'm just finding the point where the ring moves to indicate overpower, so no overpower. I don't use grid lines, so that's why I just use the circle dropping as a reference. Of course, we want to try and hit perfect, and we bounce nicely over the bunker, looking for a drive distance of around 378 to 385 yards. Second shot, going to play with the thorn. Difficult to get any plus yard references towards the back of the green, so I'm going to play rings from min. 1 bar of top spin, find the minimum distance line and then move up 5 rings at a time. Avoid the glitchy spot there and find a point where the ball guide is just going to the pin. And if you want more information about rings from min, check out the Academy tutorial on that. Loads of other great tutorials on the playlist on the channel homepage. We're going to play rings from min plus 10% elevation, power 4 settings. Power 4 settings. Pull over the bullseye, 1% slider for every ring from min. In the video, I played 18 rings from min, so it's 18% slider, 10% elevation, power 4 settings. Make sure you've got all steps in your mind. There is quite a bit to do here with the shot structure. Dropping it just left of pin, so maybe another 0.1 to be right at pin, but in very nicely for an eagle on hole number 1. The pin location on this par 3 now makes this hole very, very tricky indeed to get consistency. I'm going to play a shot here with the Grizzly, around 2.5 backspin and 3 bars side spin to the right. I would always use a side spin 6 ball plus on this hole now, just because of where the pin is, to try and catch that roll. You can see there is a little curve on the green before the fringe that brings the ball into the hole, and that's what I'm trying to set up before on this shot, because the tailwind angle is going to push us further on and to the right. Unfortunately, I don't compensate enough for this one, and you'll see that in the miss, but it gives you something to work from. The adjustment here is maximum distance with 30% elevation, and we're using power 4 numbers. If you aim too far to the right, then you will catch the fringe and have to make a very short wedge, which is obviously not going to be a problem, but it will mean you're not really going to threaten the hole for the hole in one. Very tough one, this one. Now you can see we're on the green, and you can see the curve there. We're just aiming in, coming in a little bit too hot and high in this example. We have a very tedious wind angle, unfortunately, on hole number 3. Going to show you a layup. Obviously, if you have big clubs and power 5 balls, a luminary, you can go with the double bounce and attack the pin with Grizzly. But in the interest of keeping it free to play and for more players, then we're going to go with the rock level 8+. 4.2 top spin, 2 right spin. Rock level 9 is just before plus 0. Rock level 8 will be just into plus 1 and have the long ball guide there, bullseye in the middle of the fairway. We just max distance, 0 elevation, power 3. Most of the time we won't need overpower. Obviously, stronger winds, more headwind angle, you might need to apply a little bit of overpower if you were just into it, but don't go too mad. We don't want to roll long into the rough. Perfect ball will roll between 322 and 330 yards. If you catch a great right, particularly a heavy one, you may get a glitch roll, but you should still be fine. Second shot, going to play with the Guardian level 8+. If you don't have Guardian 8, then you can go with the Cataclysm or the Big Dog if you have lower level clubs. Around 2 backspin and 2 left spin, and my reference with the Guardian, level 9 at least, is having the blue ring touching the bunker. Second bounce before the fringe. Third bounce about 1 to 2 green squares onto the green. Very tough to get consistency here, and we're not really attacking the pin for the albatross due to the unfortunate wind angle, but we want to get safely to the eagle. We're just landing spot plus yards plus 20 power 3. So if you're at plus 12, that will be obviously max. Plus 4 is 80%. We're taking 2.5% off per yard. If you adjust into overpower, apply that on, and we go with outer wall curl to the left. Hit perfect. This one does approach the pin. Sometimes you will get a dead bounce and go to the fringe. If you want to obviously reduce the backspin and attack the pin more, then you can do so, but priority is to get the... Here we're going to play a shot with our sniper. You will need a sniper level with a decent amount of backspin. If you haven't got that, then obviously you might need to play this one with a guardian if you haven't got a nice level on your sniper. I'm starting with 5 backspin and 1 left spin, and then I'm aiming with the bull guide pointing to the hole. Then, because the wind angle is going right to left, I'm keeping the backspin, but I'm going to re-spin and remove some of the left spin. So in the end, I end up with half a bar of left spin. Obviously, if you're worried about time and you have this wind angle, you can skip that first step immediately and just add your second amount of spin, half left spin with 5 back, and find your position directly. I'm having the blue ring touching the rough with the sniper. Obviously, if you're using a different wood club, then that ring placement is going to be different. You should instead look at the second bounce and where the bull guide is aiming. Maximum distance with 15% elevation, and we're playing with power 2 numbers. Small tweak needed here in this wind angle, but this is a very decent chance for a hole in one with this pin location. Here we have an eagle on hole number 5. We're going to start with a quarterback level 9 plus, and with the power 3 ball on, start at max distance before spin, ball guide pointing down the fairway there in between the protrusions of rough. Then we switch to APOC bag, APOC 4 plus, 5.8 top spin, 1 left spin, and then we just max plus 5 power 3, max plus 5 power 3. Then we're going to go max over power, will be a fairly steady needle with APOC 5 plus, a little bit of a shake on it with APOC 4, so try and hit perfect if you can. Looking for a drive distance between 360 and 368 yards. Single grates should both be fine. So 365, absolutely perfect really. Second shot, we can either do rings from min or pin check. I'm going to show you a pin check first. Is plus 10 in this instance, if you don't want to do rings from min. But if you do want to do rings from min, then find the min line, add your spin, 3.8 top spin, and then count up rings from min to the landing spot in the rough with the bull guide just through the hole. There is 5, and there is 10, and 1 more as well. So playing this one, 11 rings from min is going to be 28% slider, and this one is minus 30% elevation. So pin check of plus 10 with sniper 10, obviously going to play the same numbers because it's the same shot. Or rings from min, minus 30%, power 3 numbers. Not really that many rings, but don't worry, just get a decent pull, even though you're adjusting on a weird slope, and a perfect ball away, and we find the cup beautifully on this par 4. Hole number 6, we are going to play no movement target drive. So make sure you got your Apocalypse and Kingmaker pre-selected. 5.5 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. And we're going to adjust max plus 10, power 3. If you are playing with Apocalypse level 4, you will need to push up 1.7 rings after you adjust. If you cannot push up that amount, then apply the rest in overpower. Perfect ball, no curl needed here, and we are looking for a drive distance between 375 and 390 yards. You may well get a glitch roll here if you are unlucky, but you should still be okay to play the second shot with your sniper. We're going to play rings from min, minus 10% elevation. So pack the grizzly, find the minimum distance line easily, count up rings, and then we find the position, add between 2 and 2.4 top spin, and you need to have the tip of the bull guide half a green square through the hole. I am slightly short on that here, and you will see as a result of that I go unfortunately short in line. So rings from min, minus 10% elevation, bull guide half a green square through the hole. Don't worry about adjusting into the bunker, you're still going to be okay on this one. and a very good chance for an albatross with a perfect ball. And as you'll see here, like I said, we do go short in line, but you will see the line is excellent. So having that ball guide a little bit further through the hole, you're going to drop that one for an albatross. It's rough bump time here with our sniper. We're going to go with max backspin and 1 right spin. Please note this is sniper level 10. With that amount of backspin, check that your sniper has enough backspin. Obviously, if it doesn't, you can play this with the Guardian instead, because you will have plenty backspin even at a lower level. Ball guide to the hole. Needed to tweak this one ever so slightly, but it is an example for you to get a measure of what you need to do in tailwind. I'm setting up there at the point where the ball guide is first clipped by the rough. So it looks like if I'm going to put a click of overpower on, I would miss the rough completely. The reason I do that is because we are just down into the bunker. It's going to cause a loss of distance on our shot. We are just mid plus 0 power 2. And the reason I set up high, like I said, is because we lose distance. So rather than pushing up or overpowering the shot, I just set up very high on the rough. You can see where we actually bounce is smack bang in the middle. Just needed a small tweak to the aim or a couple of clicks of right curl to get that one to drop. Slightly tricky wind angle on the drive, but we're going to be okay with a quarterback club switch. Set up with quarterback 9 plus at the top of plus 6 yards. You will just need to pull back and move slightly left from NMT position. Have the ball guide aiming as shown before spin. And we're going 5.5 top spin, 2 right spin, so we can play this with APOC 4 plus. Then we adjust max plus 10, power 3. Don't need to push up or do anything else. Go for max overpower, going to be slow needle or slowish. Be slightly quicker with APOC 4 though, because you'll be close to max, but still wouldn't be full tempo needle. Try and hit perfect, and we're looking for a drive distance around 345 to 350. Just takes a little turn to the right, which will be absolutely fine. Sets up a second shot with the thorn. Now we're going to add spin first. 4 back spin, 3 right spin, and then going to set up with the ball guide short of the cup by about 1 cup, and also pointing slightly high. Otherwise you will miss low and therefore to the right. So add spin first, and there we go. Adjustment is going to be plus yards, plus 15% power 4, pull over the bullseye. So for plus 1 here, I would suggest you play 88% slider, 15% elevation, power 4. This is a tweak based on this result because I snuck this one in around the houses a little bit. Did manage to get it to drop, but the tweak there in the video should get you in right at the pin without doing a 360. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Very long par 5 here, simple way to get to green and maybe get an albatross if you're lucky. This is extra mile, power 10 NMT, and we're going with 6 top spin here and aiming down the fairway. I then add half a bar of right spin, just looking at my aim towards that bunker in the distance. Now, I've got extra mile 9 here. I'm deliberately only using 6 top spin to demonstrate to you that you could do this shot with an extra mile level 8. And also, if you've got it, APOC 5 would be fine as well. If you're using APOC though, you would need to be 3 yards back from max, although to be honest, those 3 yards, even if you were at max, wouldn't make much difference at all. You'll still be fine. Max plus 10, full overpower with a slow needle, and you've got a nice wide fairway here, so I would think even with extra mile, you should have a single great ball either side, which would still be safe. Second shot, I could have actually used the sniper here, but just in case you don't have as much tailwind angle as me, I'll recommend the big dog. Max distance with a power 10 ball, and I'm going with a few clicks of backspin and half a bar of side spin to the right. Primarily here we are wanting just to get to green, but if I reduced the backspin slightly on this attempt, I could actually have threatened the pin for the albatross, because this pin location with set of pins number 2 is much more advantageous and conducive to potentially fluking an albatross, because you can go at the pin directly rather than the first version, which is tucked away on the right. Max plus 10, power 10 numbers, centre the ball and hit perfect. If you don't get the albatross, no worries there, you've secured the eagle, as this is still a very long and difficult par 5. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.